Welcome to Last Call Wednesday. Wake up. Wake up, America. It's go time, baby. If you're still asleep, boy, the distractions are heavy. They're thick. There's so much going on in the news. It's 2024. I told you this was going to be a crazy year. I told you it was going to be nutsos, and it is. It's bonkers. Tantradamus predicted it, and it's coming true again. We have a very special show for you guys today, brought to you by ghostbed.com. You know what? Use that promo code ANT today, A-N-T, for Conservative Ant, because guess who's on today? Conservative Ant. After he just spent the weekend with the Trump family, and he's going to tell us all about it. He was on some newscasts this week. Big news coming out for Conservative Ant, so we're excited to have him on today. But we got to break down the whole Taylor Swift AI distractions that are going on, Ilhan Omar and her treasonous behaviors. We got John Stewart coming back, but is it in desperation? Is it too late? What's the point of John Stewart coming back? I don't know. Are you a John Stewart fan? We'll talk about it. And then we also have the service members, the military folks who died on behalf of the Biden administration, as KGP put it. We'll break that down. But on a serious note, I can't think of a more disrespectful press conference than what KGP did in regards to those soldiers. So hopefully we could do them justice here on the Failure to Stop podcast channel, the #1 channel where first responders go to be informed and entertained 5 days a week. Hit it, Joshua.
The growing calls across the nation to defund the police.
To end policing as we know it.
Off the charts violence in New York City. 11 people shot in just 8 hours on Sunday.
This is about the police officers who every single day put on that uniform and they run towards danger when we run away from it.
Failure to Stop Last Call brought to you by factormeals.com/Wolfpack50. Meal planning to the next level. Head over to factormeals.com/Wolfpack50. We'll have an ad read later. But until then, if you're bored, go to factormeals.com/Wolfpack50. Start scrolling through those menu items and options, and you'll be better prepared for the amazing ad read that I have later. With us today, oh my God, he's glowing. Oh, he's glowing. Is that Anthony? Is that Conservative Ant? Oh, why are you glowing? Why is your face glowing like that? Oh, I muted you. Hold on. Oh, that was rude. Okay, go now. Oh, let me start over. Oh, he's glowing. Oh,
we're starting it over. I don't know. Why am I glowing? You know what? I changed my lifestyle about 30 days ago, so that could be why.
You changed your lifestyle. What does that mean? Are you you're not like maybe not straight anymore? Or what? What kind of lifestyle did you change?
Yes, I went through some electric shock therapy. I went to camp. No, you
got an lobotomy.
Yeah, Mike Pence called me every week. I just changed my diet. I started taking did you like the Mike Pence comment, by the way?
I'm fucking crying.
Him and his 4 people that would have voted for him. I just changed my lifestyle, man. Eating different. I'm taking some testosterone because my levels were low. So I feel super great. I'm energized. I'm like up at 6 o'clock in the morning now. You know, it's a whole thing.
New year, new you, brother. You look great. Listen, I saw some pictures this week. By the way, we're here at Deadleg Media. Both of us are rocking Red Pill Threads t-shirts today. Shout out to Red Pill Threads. He's got the old Slick Willie Clinton Doe 36 shirt on, and I got the Corn Pop shirt on. Anthony, I saw some pictures of you this weekend, and it looks like you were with Laura Trump.
I was, yeah.
How was that?
You know, her and I organically kind of just became social media friends, I guess, on social media. And because I was out at Mar-a-Lago, I got invited by some friends to go have dinner. There we are. I had gotten invited to go have dinner at Mar-a-Lago. So yeah, I went to Mar-a-Lago, had dinner, and then she invited me to lunch, and we had a great conversation. And then I ended up on her show, which we talked about before, but I ended up on her show about 2 days later. So it was awesome experience. I got to say, the Trump family, it solidifies everything that I thought about them. They are such a great family. They're family oriented. They're kind. They're giving. I thought
the Trumps hated the gays. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought Trump was racist and that he hated the gays. Why did, I mean, when he invited you there, did he shame you? Did they draw penises on you? And there had to be something,
when I
right?
fell asleep, they did. No, I'm just
Okay,
kidding.
fair enough. I figured, I mean, because I've heard so many nasty Trump things about how homophobic he is. I can't imagine that he would just, you know, idly sit by and have lunch with with a gay.
So to be clear, I didn't have lunch with Donald Trump, but I did have lunch with his daughter-in-law, and I met his sons. Also awesome men. I just from being at Mar-a-Lago, the staff is happy. There's plenty of gay members that go to Mar-a-Lago that have met the Trumps, are happy. They don't hate gay people. They don't hate black people. They don't hate Latino people. They are just an all-around American family that
Josh, can you Snopes that? Can you Snopes that for me? Can you just make sure that Anthony's telling the truth? Can you just Snopes, does Donald Trump hate gays and blacks?
Yeah, let's look that up.
I don't want to get in trouble here for fake news. No, but it's crazy because I talked to you afterwards when you got done. You were on your way home, and you know you were so genuinely excited and happy after hanging out with them. And you know how they say, like, don't meet your favorite celebrities. You know, don't meet them, that you'll always be disappointed. That's definitely not the feeling I got from you. You were through the roof. You were next level on the way home, and it seems like you had a really, really great time with those guys.
Yeah, because I wanted to make sure that somebody that I put my support in is actually who I felt in my heart were good. And so when you're at Mar-a-Lago and you're, you know what I did? I talked to staff. I talked to people that were there. Dude, the entire, like, every member includes staff in their pictures. They hug them. They, you know, when you ask the staff, they're like, "Are you guys happy?" Like, they're like, "Yes, we would never leave here." So in my mind, it solidified what I felt about an all-American family that just got into politics because they were tired of the bullshit. And so for people to slander a family just because of their narrative, it's disgusting, and it shows where our country is at right now, which will obviously unveil in some of the topics today.
Yeah, I talked to Miss Muhammad Ali, Khalila Ali, years ago. It was one of my favorite podcast episodes ever. And Donald Trump called her in the middle of the podcast. And she just same way. She had so many great things to say about him. And I'm 99% sure she's a registered Democrat and probably still votes Democrat. But she absolutely loves Trumps and the Trump family. She said that she's known them for over 30 years and that they've always been very close to her. She plays golf with them like monthly. And just the way she spoke about them as a family for 30 plus years, you know, it does say a lot, you know. I kind of got the same vibe from you when you were driving home. So that is super exciting, man. And we're going to have a great show today, and it's good to have you on. And look, new year, new you. I mean, I say this sincerely. You look great, dude. You look skinny. You look shiny. You know, you were always dapper. You're always dapper. You just look dapper. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of dapper, I want to get in really quick to the military folks, the folks who are brave, the brave folks, who are military folks, folks who died for the Biden administration. If you haven't seen myself or Conservative Ant's Instagram reels or anybody's Instagram reels about KGP, the press secretary, talking about the three deceased service members. If you don't know, call them service members. If you don't want to call them soldiers, because soldiers are army guys. If you don't want to call them sailors because they're in the Navy or whatever, then just say service members. If you don't want to call them airmen, if you don't know, just call them service members. If my son or daughter died overseas and that's the press conference, that's what they let out with, I would be angry. I'd be burning shit down.
Well, this administration has
metaphorically burning it down.
Yeah,
metaphorically.
This administration, we already know, has zero respect for our military. And, you know, Jean Paul Gautier, whatever her name is, she should be grateful that those men and women that fight every single day for her little ass to be able to be out openly out and lesbian in this country is protecting her fucking freedoms. Okay, they're not folks, Jean-Paul Gaultier. They're not folks to you. Do you understand that? The reason why you're able to have the freedoms that we have and protect our Constitution is because those folks died for us. They die and get hurt every single day for us. So shame on her, shame on the administration. I've been disgusted with the administration ever since they took office, but this puta, she takes the cake.
She does. When I podcast 5 days a week, I understand how hard words can be. I really do. I empathize with lots of people who mess up words, and I loathe human beings who call out like media personnel for making mistakes. It's hard to talk, especially when you're thinking about what you're going to say next. You're trying to focus on what you're saying, trying to look at the chats. And then also you've got to figure out a way to segue into things like commercials. You got to segue into the next segment. There's a lot of things that go through your brain. So I get it that it's hard, but you should not be thinking about anything else when you're addressing the nation on 3 dead soldiers. We haven't had 3 KIA soldiers. By the way, we have had 5 in the last like 3 weeks. 5 dead service members in less than 3 weeks. 5 dead service members in less than 3 weeks in a war that we're not technically in ? So when you are going out to give a press release on the 3 dead service members, what else are you thinking about? There shouldn't be anything. You should just be, I know exactly what I'm going to say, and I'm going to say it from the heart, because any layman, Josh, anybody, a producer, anybody can make that announcement. Anybody on the planet Earth, I don't care how shy you are, bashful you are, monotone you are, anybody that has half a brain can address the nation and explain to them what it means to have 3 service members killed in action.
I mean, or you could just read the teleprompter, because they don't have teleprompters and people that make the speeches for them. I mean, I have the exact thing from the Department of Defense. 3 U.S. soldiers were killed yesterday in Jordan, while more than 40 other service members were injured following an uncrewed aerial system attack at a base near a Syrian border. Those service members were in Jordan to support Operation Inherent Resolve, which the United States and coalition mission is to ensure and defeat of ISIS. The 3 soldiers killed were Sergeant William Jerome Rivers of Carlton, Georgia, Specialist Kennedy Layden Sanders of Waycross, Georgia, and Specialist Brianna Alexandria Moffett of Savannah, Georgia. All 3 were assigned to the 718th Engineering Company, the 926th Engineering Battalion, with the 926th Engineering Brigade out of Fort Meade, Georgia.
I think we have a new press secretary, folks.
And here's the thing, Josh, not to interrupt you, I mean, that's exactly right. That's perfect. It's short and sweet, right? You get 30 seconds to a minute that she had the question. Our hearts go out to the families of our lost soldiers today. Our deepest sympathies go out to you and our family. Thank you for fighting to protect our freedoms. Thank you so much for serving our country. Period, point blank, done. And you're right, Eric. We mangle words all the time. This isn't something that, I'm not saying that everyone's perfect. We all trip over words. You have a leader of the country that all he does is we can't understand a word he's saying. And she is supposed to be the mouthpiece for the administration, and she can't say our condolences go out to the family of our lost soldiers.
Well, I could tell from the video that she has big bags under her eyes. This was my honest take. This is my opinion. Don't try to Snopes me or fact check me. This is Eric Tanzi's opinion. What it looked like to me, what it appeared to me, that she looked hungover as shit. Her hair was a little bit different. She had big bags under her eyes. Maybe she got into Hunter's stash. You know what I'm saying? And she wasn't planning on having to address the nation on 3 dead service members. But she definitely wasn't altogether. And she definitely sounded like she was high as a kite. I don't understand how you fuck that up. Honestly, if you really care, you don't fuck something like that up. You just don't. So
we have an entire podcast to, I would say, criticize, but explain and criticize law enforcement, because we need to explain what's going on. That's Police get put out in some very crazy situations, and then we have the ability to sit back and nitpick and go through it. Well, when you're the press secretary for the United States president, you don't get a chance to screw this up. This is your one job, is to get on the microphone and tell the people of the country what's going on. You can't do that. What are you there for? You're there to grandstand about you're the first black lesbian IAP something. I don't give a shit, because 3 folks gave their life so you could look like an idiot on camera.
Yeah, and the fact that she said the folks, quote unquote, died for the Biden administration. Listen, if I was a service member, listen, this is weird times that we're living in. When I was in the military, if one of my friends had died and somebody said, if President Bush came out and said, thank you to the troops who died on behalf of my administration, I would fucking drop my rifle, take my uniform off, take the flag off my badge. And I'd be like, send me home, dude. I'm out. I'm done. I'm not fighting for an administration. Not happening. Fight for the country. I'll fight for some freedoms. I'll fight for the oppressed. I'm not fighting for an administration. And when you admit, we know they were fighting for administration. Was there a part of me that knew that we were fighting to keep Bush rich and the Bush family rich? Yeah, but they didn't come out and say it. You know what I'm saying? So if they came out and said it, I would be like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to fight for your fucking administration. Are you serious? At least try to trick me.
Yeah, this might be a conspiracy. This is not facts, but my fear is we are now in a time in an administration where they weeded out all the people that won't comply with them. And so I really worry that a lot of our first responders, and guys, I love my first responders. I love my veterans. I will always back you guys. But I feel like they weeded out the ones that wouldn't comply with them. And so currently a majority of them might be fighting for the administration, because they already did everything that the administration told them to do. Get the juice or you're out. Do this or you're out. Do this or you're out. And they did it. So the ones that are out, they're the ones that are like, hold on, I'm not taking away my freedoms so that I can do shit that you want me to do. So a piece of me fears that a little portion of our first responders and our current veterans are part of the bigger thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult
knocking down your door at 4:00 in the morning to take over an entire town.
It's difficult. I know a lot being a first responder series and being a first responder myself. I've had this talk so much, and it's hard, when you have a family, when you're doing the career that you love and you genuinely help it. I think a lot of the guys that I talked with were like, man, I got the jab because I want to continue to help people, and I can't help people if I'm not a cop. I don't agree with that. I mean, for me, there's no way you could have made me get the jab. And there's no way you could have got me to break up a church or a business or anything that was unconstitutional. And thank God that most of the people that listen to this show never went further than just getting the jab. But I think you're right. And I don't know that it's that the good ones are weeded out so much, is that what they're doing is allowing shittier cops to become cops. The newer cops are not held to the level or to the standard that the cops were 8 years ago, 9 years ago. So I think what they're going to do is just let the older veteran cops kind of work their way out by lowering the standards and letting the new shittier cops come in. The cops that can't even get a job anywhere else because they're that fucking stupid. I mean, it's crazy. Have you seen the recruiting ads? I'm not trying to be mean, first responders. I love you. Okay, let me just take a break here. I love you guys. I'm super pro law enforcement. I love all firefighters, EMS guys. I love all of you guys. And I got the highest respect for the younger ones, for the old ones. If you pull me over, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. If you're acting like an asshole, I'm going to assume that you just came from like some kind of crazy domestic that put you in that kind of a mood. Listen, I'm all for you all day long. But the reality is, have you seen some of the recruiting videos that they're allowing people with felonies to become police officers? They're letting illegal aliens become police officers. Yeah. We just saw what happened in Memphis, Tennessee, when I love how they kind of brushed that one under the thing, where you had all those officers beat one guy to death. They just happened to be all black officers that beat him to death, but all those officers were rookie young officers only had been on for like 2 years. They came in during the COVID time when they've lowered the standard after the defunding movement was at its prime. They allowed those officers to come in, and look how fast they fucked up. And that's what's going to happen when you start allowing people with less standards to come in as police officers. Bad shit like that's going to happen. So, yeah, it's scary times.
Can I say one thing, Eric, about the getting the juice? I agree with you. I would. There's nothing that anybody could have done or can do currently to make me get that. They did not make you get it. They made your life uncomfortable to coerce you into getting it.
Yeah.
If you felt extremely passionate about not getting it, where there's a will, there's a way. And I understand your family is important. That's 100%. But if somebody like me, I left a corporate company because I was like, I'm working from home. I'm not taking the juice. Bye. I went and became a bartender. They make thousands of dollars a week. I'm sure there was something you could have done. And here's the thing. If you got it, that's fine. I respect you either way. You had the choice to do that. But don't bitch about it 4 years later because you're having health issues, or don't bitch about it 4 years later and say, but Aunt, I had to do it. You didn't have to do shit. You had to figure out a way for your life to still work without doing the things without doing the one thing that you were passionate about not doing, is getting juiced. So the crocodile tears for me doesn't work.
Yeah,
it does not work.
There's a great saying. It says, there is no joy without sacrifice. I think we've learned that lesson. I think that a lot of us are like, yeah, if you want the joys of freedom, you're going to have to sacrifice. And I think there is a lot of people that look back and say, that might have been my moment to stand up to the man, and I didn't. And I have had conversations with people where they're like, oh, I've probably had more conversation with people who said, I wish I didn't get it, than I've had that people say, I'm glad I got it. The majority of folks I talk to say, man, I really wish I wouldn't have. And maybe going forward, hopefully it's a lesson learned and we get the opportunity, because there's going to be another one. There's going to be another opportunity for us to stand up to the man. And, I've made it a point on this show to say, look, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. And when there's something unjust, I'm going to stand up. I'm going to start to do the protesting thing. I'm going to start getting involved a little bit more to do my part, so that other people don't have to, while I'm still young and agile and able to get going. But these are scary times. We're looking. Speaking of all this, we got this big, great distraction. I named the title of today's show "The Great Distraction." Don't be distracted by what's going on. Listen, we know that the border is chaos. We know that we have a pending World War III. I think this is hilarious, though, that Tastradamus was talking about this over a year ago. Guys, go back to the old episodes. Those of you in the chats, Bosco, Cupcakes, Tactical Dude, Fulkin, and Rainbow Davey, all you guys are paid members. I see you in the chats. You guys know that like a year ago, I said big government has to have big war, and we'll be at World War III by summer of this year. I tried to bring it up because I thought Ukraine, the only reason why we're not at war with Ukraine is because it just didn't work out for them. It didn't work out as well, but they have to have this big war to line those pockets. So the Tastradamus predictions are all coming true. I told you this was going to happen, and it's happening. These things are happening, and you cannot be distracted by the little things like Taylor Swift's AI pornography thing that's going on. You can't be distracted by the overwhelming news of John Stewart returns to Comedy Central, as if this is primetime news. They wouldn't shut the fuck up about it this week. It's insane to me. I didn't mean to cuss like that. I get excited. I'm trying to 2024. I'm trying to use less of the F word. But John Stewart, they're making this out to be like the biggest news on the planet, that John Stewart is coming out of retirement and coming back to Comedy Central. And they're presenting this as if it is news that we all actually care about. It's not. I don't know one person that gives 2 pennies if John Stewart comes back to Comedy Central or not. Did anybody miss him?
No, they had that Pfizer money, so they got to spend it wisely.
How is it headline news? It's because it's a distraction. This whole AI thing. Let's talk about the Taylor Swift AI thing. For those of you guys who don't know, Taylor Swift, all over X, all over Reddit, some other social media platforms, AI generated Taylor Swift pornography was created with over 44 million clicks, views, shares. I think it was up to like 220 million views. Actually, I'm sorry, 440 million no, I'm sorry, 40 million likes is when I was reading the story, something like that. And so it sparked this whole thing about bullying and anti-bullying, and it went all the way straight up to the White House. As a matter of fact, the alternative press today says Biden says that the U.S. shall respond. Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's the wrong the wrong article here. Sorry, this is coming from the Guardian. A bipartisan group of U.S. senators introduced a bill on Tuesday that would criminalize the spread of non-consensual sexualized images generated by artificial intelligence. The measure comes in direct response to the prolific and pornographic AI-made images of Taylor Swift on X, formerly Twitter, in recent days. Here's what I have to say about it, guys. Listen, how many stories have we heard of boys and girls committing suicide from cyberbullying?
They're actually in Congress right now. All of the top social media CEOs.
So, but why now? Because it happened to Taylor Swift? Because listen, this has been happening for like fucking 10 years.
Exactly. And here's what's so scary about AI, you guys. We had actually just talked about this on Laura's show. Is what is so scary is, I mean, I've been seeing it with myself. There are actually AI apps and bots that are going out messaging you as if they are those people. That's just messaging you, okay? Not only that, when you post your children's pictures on apps like Instagram and Facebook, they can take your child's picture and use that like they did Taylor Swift's for their disgusting I can't say the word because I don't want to get our podcast flagged, you know, P3DO. It's it's disgusting. It's crazy. You have to be smart too. You have to know, you know, when you're on these different platforms, you have to like, is this real? Is this fake? Like, how can you make it? We're in trouble with AI, first of all.
Because here's the other thing is we have all of this technology and we have the ability, like Google, if you as a parent take a picture of your kid to send to your physician and that photo gets uploaded to your Google Drive, Google, because of the way that the AI machine learning that they have built into it, will flag this picture and send it to local law enforcement, because that's happened before. So we have the ability to do this. So but we're just now, because Taylor Swift, so Jennifer Love Hewitt back in the 2000s would have loved this, because teenage me and teenage Eric would have, you know, all of the internet searches back then that we tried to get all of our fake porn. Yeah, like this isn't anything new, first of all. Second of all, it's not you. If it's not you, it's not you. Then third of all, like this is what you want to, we have so much extra law enforcement, like we have so much extra, like just cops just sitting around going, well, what are we going to do today? Oh, let's go after all of the people on the internet drawing pictures of somebody else on the internet. We have so much resources that's what we're going to be able to spend our time for. Come on, are you serious? It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think it's for me, it's just a distraction. I don't think that the White House generally cares that Taylor Swift has AI pornographic images out. I don't know that Taylor Swift even cares. But I think they're desperate to keep Taylor Swift as prevalent as possible because she's part of the clog in the machine right now. Like they are absolutely using Taylor Swift for votings. It's already been proven in polls that I don't remember the numbers. I don't want to misspeak, but a very large group of people said they will vote for whoever Taylor Swift votes. They know that they have lost the young vote for the first time. The Democrats have been struggling in the polls with the younger audience. This is their golden goose. Taylor Swift is the golden goose, and they've got to protect her. And any bit of news that they can keep her up in the media as much as possible going through 2024, they are going to put her on a pedestal, and that's all this is. That's why I call it the great distraction. I feel like Taylor Swift is the great distraction. That's why this whole thing's going on with Kelsey, the Super Bowl. They are going to prop her up so hard to make that endorsement stretches on, because frankly, the Democrats are absolutely desperate at this point, which is why they're bringing John Stewart back. John Stewart's not even a comedian. He's not even really a talk show host on a nightly show. This guy is basically a woke activist. Really, nothing that he says has anything to do with anything except pushing hard, far left agendas. And they put him on this pedestal again. They bring him back out of retirement, and the media chooses to distract us by making it headline news over and over again. Look, I'll just read really quick some of the headlines from this weekend. Who is John Stewart's wife? Oprah Winfrey called the couple the real deal. I mean, this is headline Yahoo News. That one was. The Rep, John Stewart returned to Daily Show is a baller move for Comedy Central. John Stewart's Daily Show return date is finally set. Ken John Stewart, I mean, just it goes on, and these are top headlines from pretty respected news sites that people are tuning into, and that's what they have chosen. Not the service members who are deceased. Not the border crisis. It's all a big
Not the migrants being housed and taken over in high schools in New York and high schools in different schools in Chicago. Not them being all, hundreds of them laying on the floors in O'Hare Airport. Listen, my gripe with people who are fed up with the woke stuff is you, us, me, all of us, whoever was fed up with the NFL 4, 5, 6 years ago when they knelt for the flag and the whole Colin Kaepernick thing, if you didn't stand your ground until now, and now you're bitching about Taylor Swift, why didn't we continue to not put money into the NFL then? Because that's why we're here right now.
Again, sacrifices. Nobody wants to sacrifice. Nobody wants to get rid. Listen, football was my life. I loved the Pittsburgh Steelers. My whole house was Pittsburgh Steelers. I had a Pittsburgh Steelers Christmas tree. I mean, I was all in. I had jerseys galore. I was such a Steelers fan when I was deployed and they went to the Super Bowl. That our unit actually, when the routes were red, which means you shouldn't go out, they literally made a combat convoy where they made me the dignitary or whatever you call it. I got to sit in the seat with the most protected seat in the whole truck, and they convoyed me to a post to watch the Super Bowl. It was so special. It was so nice. It was so kind of my sergeants to do that for me. I was a big fan. But when Villanueva went out on the field by himself to sing the national anthem, a combat veteran, Ranger from Ranger Battalion, who left a football career to go fight for his country, had to go out without his team. And I know people try to justify it in all sorts of ways. I don't give a shit. It's disgusting. And in my opinion, it should never have happened. I gave up football from that day forth. I cried. Honestly, it was like the worst breakup I'd ever had. I was like a 33, 35-year-old man, getting rid of all my jerseys, getting rid of all the stuff. I boxed it all off. I got rid of it. I mean, these are things that I had collected since I was a child, but I knew it was like a breakup. I had to get rid of it because I knew I had to make a sacrifice. I had to make a stand. I said, this is wrong. This is fundamentally wrong. It goes against everything and I'm willing to give it up. I'm willing to give it up to stand my ground because that's the kind of guy I am. But there's just not a lot of people out there. They want to justify it. And again, we're politicizing football going into the Super Bowl. You know this is going to be politicized. They're already it's Taylor Swift all over the place. And not only is it Taylor Swift, not that I care that it's Taylor Swift, but it's the fact that it's Taylor Swift and Joe Biden, Team Biden. It's definitely a political scheme. It's definitely a distraction. That's what this is for. I'm not going to tolerate it, and therefore I'm going to boycott it.
Because you stand.
Go ahead. One is first, John Stewart did do a lot for first.
Hey, John Stewart was funny. Fuck, dude, in the 90s when he did stand-up comedy, the original Daily Show, John Stewart was hilarious. That was a funny guy. He switched gears in the last 8 years. To being not funny anymore at all. I mean, everything that this man talks about, his interviews are like interviews that I would have, except that he's trying to gaslight folks. He brings them onto his show. He has some questions that they don't know the answers to, and they shouldn't have to know the answers to, but he went and researched the answer, and then he tries to make them look like an idiot because that's what the left loves to do. They like to take these like superficial victories, these minor victories that have nothing to do with the major battle or the war, and they celebrate. It's, you know what it's like? It's like when the team is down 35-7 and your team kicks a field goal to make it 10 and they all hoop and holler and beat on their chest and run around and there's only 2 minutes left. Like, sit the fuck down. You're not going to win this game. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the left continues to do. And John Stewart, in my opinion, in the last we'll say 5 years, go watch any of his interviews. They're embarrassing. He's pretending to be a journalist. He's not. Oh, he was a great journalist, but now all he's doing is he's just another part of the machine, the horse and pony show, and everything he's done is for theatrics, and it has no substance.
Yeah. And then the second thing was, we're just because we have Wi-Fi, we're no further than Roman times. This is gladiators fighting for the masses. This is why, just because we can watch it on the TV called Super Bowl, this is no different. It's a distraction. And anytime that we can put that on TV, you're not talking about the border. You're not talking about all of the people that are on our known watch list that have come through the border. We're not talking about all of the undocumented children that our own country has been involved in trafficking across the country. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about the billions of dollars that we sent to Ukraine that we have nowhere. We don't know what's being spent on. We know that there's millions and millions of dollars over there being reported that's been caught up in corruption, but we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about Hamas and how we secretly somehow funded some of the attacks for that. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about our dead folks over there. We're not talking about any of that bullshit because we're talking about Taylor Swift. That's no different.
And by the way, I want to see some of these Taylor Swift AI porns. If anybody's got one of these images, you can't find them anymore on Twitter. If one of you freaks out there saved it, just go ahead and email it to conservativeant at Costco.com. Just send them over to Ant, and then he'll look at them. And then if they're good, he'll send them to me.
Along with
dick pics.
The dick pics that you had people send me to my Instagram. That was amazing. So what I want to say,
could you imagine though? Could you imagine if that happened to somebody left wing? Like if I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like send them some dick pics. Dude, listen, I would be in jail right now.
Oh my God. You know what though? It's funny because I was like, nice one. You know, you give them a compliment. So listen, Taylor, here's what the bottom line to Taylor is, okay? The Taylor Swift voter is still living at mom and dad's house, okay? I challenge Taylor Swift to go to the south side of Chicago and talk to the Black communities about why taxpayer money is going to migrants before starving and poor Black Americans in bad parts of the country. She doesn't give a shit about that. She doesn't give a shit about your kids because she lives in her $1 billion home with security and walls. And she can say she likes Joe Biden. She can say she likes this person. She's one of the richest people on the face of the earth while you sit there and scrounge for food. So fuck Taylor Swift. She has no idea about the economy and what's going on because she hasn't struggled a day in her life because she's a privileged white girl that has no idea the struggle that any of these communities are going to. So yeah, Taylor, I fucking challenge you, grab a garbage bag and go clean up some bad parts of Chicago and ask them what they need. Take $1 million, baby. Let's see what you got. Take it out of your little bra. Take the money out of your bra.
Dude, what if she like hears this? She won't. But if she heard this and then she goes, you know what? I'm gonna do a charity concert at the border for all the Hispanics coming across. Good. She would be a fucking hero.
Okay. They're not even Hispanic though. The people that are coming across the border, go look at the numbers. They're not even from Mexico, China, Africa, all different parts of the country, the Middle East. Okay, they're coming from places that hate Taylor Swift. They're coming from places that hate the gay community. They're coming from places that hate your pronouns and would gladly toss you off of a building if they got the chance. So all these people that you want to come in, those aren't the kind Mexican people that we love and that have worked hard to help America grow. Those are from people from countries that the shit that you want to do in the United States isn't fucking allowed there. It's not fucking allowed.
Couldn't say it any better, honestly. Somebody mentioned in the chats, I did make a reel about a poor young man who was crying. And I made a joke that's like about blue belts bullying white belts in jiu-jitsu. It was all in good fun. I think that video is almost up to like, dude, I don't even know how many hundreds of thousands of views that reel has at this point, but it's It's getting out of control. And Bosco Achi, who I love, he's been in the chats day one Wolfpacker. I don't think he likes my reel there. He feels very bad for the kid. Also, I'm going to address it just because I have gotten some stuff from the Wolfpack. By the way, we do have a private Facebook Wolfpack called FTS_Wolfpack. It's a great group of law enforcement, pro first responders, firefighter. There's some dark humor in there, very dark humor. So if you have thin skin, get the fuck out. Don't go in there. But the cool thing is you don't have to agree with everything in there, and we can have discussions. Bosco doesn't hate me, and I don't hate him. Even though he didn't appreciate my reel, it's okay. I still appreciate him. And we've been texting back and forth about it. And that's what's great about our fans is that, listen, you got a problem with me? I'll give you my fucking phone number and we'll talk about it. The guys in the chats, our paid members, they know that this is true. I don't hide from anything. Ask Davey. I'm an approachable guy. You guys can hit me up anytime, any place. Here's my thing on that. That child who was crying, yeah, I do want to hug him. I don't think he needs a hug. I think he's had too many hugs. Doesn't mean that I don't want to hug him. He has bad parents. He has shitty parents. If he's being bullied over the internet, if he's bullied anywhere else, why is he even coming into contact with that kind of content? Why are you allowing him onto social media? If I'm that parent, this is the only thing I'll say about it. I'm doubling down, quadrupling down on whatever that kid's good at in life, whether he's a great book reader, writer, artist. It doesn't look like he can go outside. He looks like he might have some kind of disease or something. He's a little bit overweight and things like that. I don't know what he's got going on, but he's good at something. I, as a parent, would quadruple down on that and make him the best he could be at that one thing. And I would make America remember his name because he is good at that one thing, whether, like I said, art, writing, reading, math, whatever it is. I'd go all in on it. And he'd be so hyper-focused on being the best at that he would never even care about what people are bullying him online. And listen, when you make a meme and you put it out there, when you put yourself out there on the interwebs and people get a hold of it, I wasn't mean to the child. Listen, that video that I posted and the caption, the meme I made out of it, not one person looks at that and goes, ha ha, what a loser getting made fun of. No, everybody's like, damn, I feel sorry for that kid. They also feel sorry for 39-year-old white belts who are getting their asses beat by 25-year-old blue belts in jiu-jitsu. So, listen, for me, it was just, it's kind of a thing. It's, we do some dark humor, first responder humor. If you got kids out there, be careful what they put on the interwebs and how much access you give them to things. Like my kids have Instagram because they're sponsored skateboarders. They can do like a very limited amount of things though. They can choose the music for their clips. They can help edit their clips, and they can respond to comments that I read out loud to them. I say, hey, so-and-so says, great flip trick. What's next? And now they will tell me what they want to respond, and I'll respond to them. They're not going to see how many likes. They don't see how many followers. They don't, that stuff is very dangerous for children, and it has to be coddled, and it's not for everybody. So Davies in the chat says, I still owe you soft tacos. Damn it. Listen, I do. I'll take that one to the chin. I owe you some tacos. We'll get you some tacos soon. Nico the Griego says, I need to watch the reel, but fuck white belts. Yeah. I mean, and hey, listen, we'll take it, especially 39-year-old white belts like myself. We totally deserve every little bit of shaming that we get.
Hey, Tansy.
Go ahead.
I just thought of, so when you and I started this health journey, pretty much at the same time.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh, I just joined jiu-jitsu. Dude, he's like, the only awkward thing is he's like, I don't think I've ever had balls smashed across my face so damn much. And I was like, right when he said that, I was like, it's called
how do you spell that? J-I-U.
Joining tomorrow. Teabagged all day. I'm totally down for that. And you're like, I'm pretty sure you're joining for the wrong reasons. Don't care. I'm going to get fit and teabagged. I'm totally down for it.
I don't care about your belts. I don't care about the colors of your belts. Can one of you guys dominate me and stick your balls in my face? This is what Tansy promised me.
I'm good. Listen, I will challenge anybody that knows jiu-jitsu besides Tansy because he's like a brother and I don't want his balls in my face. Please come over and teach me jiu-jitsu. Can I just call it jitsu?
You can't even say it. Today's show is brought to you by factormeals.com/Wolfpack50. If you're trying to get skinny, if you're trying to get in shape, these are chef-prepared meals that are fresh and never frozen. Forget the frantic lunch preps and rush dinners. Factor's 2-minute meals are your secret weapon in the new year. Fuel up fast with restaurant-quality meals, all delivered right to your door. They come in a nice little box. They got like some kind of like Nordic dry ice. There's always some coupons in there for some wine and stuff like that. I love it. I think the packaging is great. It's one of my favorite things. Factor Meals now offers juicies, smoothies, breakfast smoothies, snacks. You skip the overpriced takeout trip. Factor is cheaper, way more delicious than takeout. Get chef-crafted, restaurant-quality meals delivered right to your door. They're ready to heat up and eat in just 2 minutes. Don't eat like a peasant at your little first responder hub. Don't pull out your fucking 3-day, leftovers that your peanut butter and jellies, your bologna, your spam and whatever. Stop being like a peasant, man. Go to factormeals.com. By the time you travel to the grocery, by the time you buy it and drive back and you separate it and you buy your Pyrex dishes and search for the lids, get it in, all that prep work, save your money, save your time. Go to factormeals.com and they've got calorie conscious, they got vegan, vegetarian friendly, protein heavy. They got it all. Also, get a good night's sleep. Mental health, mental wellness starts with a good night's sleep. Head over to ghostbed.com/wolfpack. Get you up to 50% off. Valentine's Day is coming right around the corner. Get your partner the gift that keeps on giving and giving and giving and giving. And I'm not talking about HIV or AIDS. I'm talking about the gift of a good night's sleep.
I was thinking that. I was like, the gift that keeps on giving. So I love our Wolfpack so much because they're still going on about this wrestling thing. By the way, Michael Hendricks said, lest we forget that that Greco-Roman wrestling was nude, including in the Olympics until the early. That's super, super true. And Michael, are you saying that you would like to come over and recreate that? Are we teaching me how to do that, or what's the deal on that one? Also, yes, oil is great. Yeah.
Well, right now, GhostBed is offering 50% off over ghostbed.com/wolfpack or /ant because you're sponsored by GhostBed as well. You and I actually went to the GhostBed facility. They fell in love with you. They gave you a promo code. It's ANT, A-N-T. You can support either one. It doesn't really matter as long as GhostBed's selling GhostBeds. I don't give a shit which one you use. But get the GhostBed pillow, the cooling sheets, get the mattress, get the adjustable base, get the Serena Williams Venus model or whatever they call it with all the stuff on it. I mean, we love these beds. His house is full of those beds. My house is full of those beds and those pillows. Head over to ghostbed.com right now. 0% down, 0% financing. That's if you have Somalian credit. One of our last stories of the day, real quick. Democratic Minnesota Representative Ilhan Omar. There's a call for her to resign. This happened on Monday. The request for her to resign by a top House Republican for Ilhan Omar's appalling speech to Somalia, where she said that she is Somalia first. Omar, the first Somali American in Congress. By the way, I don't want to stray away from this, but she fucked her brother. Snopes me, baby. Fact check me. Ilhan Omar married her brother and fucked him. So there's that.
I think
there's that.
I think she's the scum of the earth anyway. So
Josh, fact check that for me. Did Ilhan Omar marry her brother? Fact check me. Read me what it says.
She's a roach. She's the scum of the earth.
Dude, how did she get voted in? What's going on over there in Minnesota?
Because people think because this is why. These people get voted in because all of the white people, the white liberals in America, think that they have to cater to people based on minority, okay? Because they think that they're doing something, they're holier than thou. I have a black friend. I have a gay friend. I voted in somebody who's a Muslim. I did this. She's a scumbag. She's literally a roach. And there's more of her. Allie Cortez was a bartender. She's a skank. And she's in there. Okay? Not that bartenders
I haven't heard skank since the 90s.
Skank. I mean, I was a bartender. Kind of skanky, kind of rude. I would have loved her more as a bartender. I don't like her in office, but whatever. That's just my opinion.
Oh, man.
There's a result of the test assert there is a 99.9999998% chance that Omar and her second husband are siblings.
Oh, bam. Fact check that, you cocksuckers.
Go ahead and Maury Povich that one out. If Somalia is so great, why don't you get the fuck out of here and just go back to Somalia? That's all I got to say. If it's so great, quit sitting and tell me how shitty Minneapolis is. Quit telling me how shitty Minneapolis is or Minnesota is. Quit telling me how shitty this country is. Go back to the one that you seem to be so great about. Oh, that's right, because they kill you for the sit that you're saying.
I've seen Black Hawk Down. Somalia looks like a shithole. I'll say it. Omar, this is from the New York Post. The first Somali American in Congress appeared to assure her Somalian American constituents that she would do everything in her power to prevent the disputed breakaway Republic of Somaliland from entering into a CXS deal with landlocked Ethiopia. A clip of the Minnesota lawmaker went viral with over 2.6 million views. Still not as viral as Taylor Swift's AI nudes. After it was posted on X with a translation saying Omar had said, as Somalis, one day we will go after our missing territories. The Congresswoman claims her remarks were lost in translation. It's not only slanted, but completely off, Omar said of the subtitles and a video of her speech shared by Republic of Somaliland Foreign Ministry's Rhoda Elmi. But I wouldn't expect more from these propagandists. While I am in Congress, no one will take Somalia as seas, Omar said during the January 27th speech. According to translation, she deemed to be more accurate, the United States will not back others to rob us, so do not lose sleep over that. Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene slammed Omar for vowing to protect Somalia's borders while opposing efforts to shore up the U.S.-Mexico border. Quote, terrorist sympathizers Ilhan Omar, in her own words, Somalian first, Muslim second. She never mentioned America. And I think that was the big takeaway from that speech, was that she said Somalia first, Muslim second, and then she never went on from there. So, why do we have a representative, in America from the great state of Minnesota, and she talks nothing about her state or her country? It's Somalia first. It's Muslim second. It seems very treasonous, to be honest with you. Am I allowed to say that? Am we allowed to say treasonous?
Well, maybe she should check with her, because it's a story that we're probably not going to cover too much, but congressional Democrats moved to crack down on militia activity in the United States. A pair of Democratic lawmakers have introduced bills that would prevent private military militia activity in the United States.
Well, yeah, so because they're having to do that because of the border.
Well,
has anybody asked Ilhan Allah Akbar, whatever her name is? Have we asked her? Is that not her name?
Yeah, that's her name, Ilhan Akbar.
Have we asked her how she would feel if? Have we asked her how she would feel and the acceptance that she would feel if one of her kids was gay? Have we asked her that yet? Because I'm pretty sure that her people in her country would probably throw them off of buildings and stone them. By the way, shout out to the gay people that are gays for Palestine. You guys are doing great.
What is up with that? How is that a thing? How is there gays for Palestine?
It's not a thing. It's a Gen Z thing. They're all fucking brain dead. Tel Aviv has the biggest pride parade. If you want to really talk about, if you want to have a pissing contest on Israel or Palestine and who has the biggest acceptance for people just as a whole, it ain't Palestine. I don't think that we should be killing innocent babies in Palestine either, but I also don't think that they have the people should be backing their lifestyle. I mean, gays for Palestine, you'll be thrown off and stoned to death, probably raped 16 times, and women, you can't have a say. So,
well, I mean, if you're going to get raped 16,000 times, didn't the girl that just sued Trump, she's kind of into that, right? She says rape's kind of seen as something sexual.
Jason Voorhees, his mom. Yeah, she's a fucking mess and a drug addict, okay? And we...
Dude, nobody's raping that bitch. Definitely not in a lingerie store for 3 minutes. I mean, listen, you can say a lot of things about Trump, but he doesn't look like a three-minute, three-hump chump to me. That dude looks like he can last.
Dude pulled Melania Trump. I don't think he's banging the fucking lady from what was that little puppet on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood? She had the big
no,
yeah, I don't think it was with her.
She's that what's that old show, Tales from the Crypt, that thing that used to come out of the casket right at the end.
Yes, yep. Tales of the Crypt.
Yep.
Yeah. The militia thing, though, we'll end on that. We got about 6 minutes here. The militia thing, and then, again, going back to all the distractions here, I think one of the big distractions that we're seeing with the Taylor Swift stuff, with the John Stewart stuff, with this E. Jean Carroll, allegedly getting raped and liking to be raped and sexualizing rape. That was a very weird statement she made. I'm still trying to process that one. I made a reel of that on my Instagram as well. But E. Jean Carroll, all these distractions. And now we've got these bills passing against militias, when who's asking militias to head down to Texas? Well, just about everybody. Every hard right-wing podcast is actually calling for militias to head to the border and help out. So, of course, we do need to make a bill that our founding fathers knew the importance of militias. You can make fun of militia members all you want, posers, wannabes. I get it. But when the real Civil War does kick off, you're going to need everybody, and you're going to need those weird guys and their LARPing.
I do believe that there is a convoy that has been heading that way. I've been digging on it. If you guys have any information, please Instagram me, message me. I will.
Yeah, Berta Proud Dad was on it for a little bit. Maybe reach out back out to Berta Proud Dad.
This is a U.S. convoy.
No, I know, but Berta Proud Dad did like a video that said that a whole bunch of truckers were headed to Texas.
Okay.
For the convoy.
I also heard Russia come out and say that they would actually back Texas. I can't find the exact links to make sure that that's true or not, but that is another one I heard. If you have the information, guys, let me, Josh or Eric know about it, because I would love to know about it so we could talk about it next week. But you're right. Civil War is even Dan Bongino said it. He's like, it's here, folks. It's here. People are pissed. It's here. So,
oh, yeah. Yeah, he's been calling it the cold Civil War. Michael Hendrick says, it's a trap. Don't go to the border. They'll charge Trump for saying the Guard and convoy should go to the border. Yeah, and you could be right, Michael. That's a great take on it. By the way, 99% of our followership comes from listeners and audio platforms. If you'd like to ever be involved in the chats, it's as simple as going to YouTube and subscribing to the show. It's free. If you want to be a paid member, your name comes up in green, and we put your chats up on the thing right away. And if you want to join our Patreon, you can join our Patreon show. I think it's $3 a month to be on the Patreon, but you can like and subscribe to Failure to Stop's YouTube channel for free. Also, Conservative Ant and I have a night shift top secret information podcast. Love for you guys to head over there. We got new episodes coming out bi-weekly, every other week, with some just banger guests.
Let's say we're starting season 2. That was season 1. Now we've been working on season 2 of
A Night Shift TSI.
Yeah,
we got, and it doesn't have to be a weekly show, Dan. I mean, you're a busy guy, and it's hard locking down the quality of guests. And we've had King Bo on, we've had Gnostic Pope on, you've had we've had so many great guests on the show. We've had Berta Proud Dad, we've had 2A Patriot Mama on. So
I want to give 2 shout outs.
Okay.
Low Ren.
Okay.
Who's Low Ren?
We don't know who Low Ren is. I guess maybe they've joined in our private Facebook group as well. I've heard rumors of such, but okay. I don't know. Low Ren is a mystery to me.
Okay. And Michael Hendricks. Both of these people have made me absolutely die today in the chats. I love y'all so much. I challenge you to come over. Let's do this whole let's get some wrestling matches going on here. Maybe some what was it? Roman oil wrestling?
Roman wrestling? Greco-Roman wrestling?
Yeah. I like that.
You like that? By the way, Ant and I are planning a live show down in Florida sooner than later. I'm just waiting on him to give me a date. Let me just call him out on the show really quick. For those of you who want to see us live, we're just waiting on Ant. So as soon as Ann gets his shit together, we'll have a live show. Just kidding. Just look at me like, you motherfucker. So everybody go to Ant's DMs. Just DM him. We want a live show. And just blow his DMs up. Make it so annoying for him that he has to put a live show together for us down in Florida. So
yeah, last time my Instagram DMs had dick pics. Just make sure you let me know who it is so that I can at least be like, great job, love it, looks like you're juiced.
Yeah, if it's an ugly dick, that's cyberbullying. If it's a pretty dick, it's flirting.
Yes.
Guys, for myself, from Deadleg Media, Josh, thank you so much for all the things that you do for this wonderful channel. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're still here. And if you're still listening, listen, the easiest thing, it's free. 5-star rating and review. I'll read your rating and review live on the show on Fridays. Don't miss our sports show tomorrow night. We had true crime last night, and then we've got big case breakdown on Friday. And on our Patreon, we've got some more breaking news stuff coming. About once or twice a week, extra news content for all you news lovers out there. We don't want you going to mainstream media anymore. So if you have to get your news from somewhere, get it from us, baby. And all the money that goes from our Patreon does go back into live shows, traveling, and making this show just that much better and getting guys like Conservative Ann on. Red Pill Thread says quick thoughts on Abbott and his political buddies, Bush Jr., etc. Or really be praised for owning libs. Red Pill Threads, why don't we just have you on Night Shift TSI podcast, and we'll break it down for you there. By the way, we are wearing your shirts today, Red Pill Threads. We appreciate you. We don't have time to get into that because we only have about 6 seconds.
Red Pill Threads will be at my house from the 15th through the 22nd, so maybe we can do a live show from when he's here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to take away his time from there, but I mean, if you guys want to share
all the things, so I think it would be fun.
Okay, I'll come down there. And just send me those. Wait, what was the date? 15th?
15th through the 22nd.
Man, that's my wife's birthday weekend. No, we get home on the 15th.
The whole week? He's here for a week. You celebrate for a whole week?
No, I got her a cabin from that Sunday to the Thursday. So and Friday is the 16th.
I'll have you on, Bosco.
So no, it's fine. It's fine. It's I will be coming home on Thursday, so I might be able to just fly right down there.
Just let me know.
I'll let you know. All right, guys, from all of us here at the Fair to Stop podcast from Night Shift TSI, Conservative Ant, go follow him on TikTok and Instagram. He's hilarious. 1.4 million and growing every single day. Until next time, guys, guns up and giddy up.